Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here, and welcome to another episode of the SIC Show. And I just realised I haven't flapped my hands. That's good. Man, what have we got on this week on the show, bro?
Oh, well, Johnny's going to actually share his free new course that's coming out.
I'm super pumped about it, man. What else are we doing?
Yeah, and you're going to tell a story of your trip to Tokyo in Japan. Telling a story with his black and white images, and then Johnny's also going to show us how to save time in Lightroom by syncing your images.
Let's get into it, man. I am super pumped.
Enjoy.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
All right, buddy, share something with us.
Yeah, I will, man. I'm super pumped. I've been working so hard getting this ready. I've got a free post-processing course I'm going to put out, buddy. And
really?
Yeah. And post-processing is such a big beast, and there really is a lot to learn. But when you break it down, man, there's only a few big things, big problems that people have, you know?
Yeah.
And I've found those problems, and I'm going to give you the answers. And that's basically what the whole course is about. It's particularly when you're first starting out, it's all about, you know, those couple of big mistakes we've all made.
Okay.
You know, a couple of examples, man, like overcooking. You know, we've all overcooked our images.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do, but I'm going to give you some excellent tips on how to avoid it. And it's not just don't touch the saturation.
Woo, all the way to the right. Yeah.
Hypercolor Fairyland. Awesome, man. A few shows ago, if you missed it, you know, you would see one of my hypercolor images that I showed, man. Looking back at my old work, it's so funny.
So
man.
What's it called, this free course of yours?
It's called Johnny's Free Post-Processing Goodness. No, it really hasn't got a name. There's no name, man. It's just like, it's just about avoiding the major mistakes that people make in post-processing and giving you the skills to basically not make those mistakes yourself. Because, man, I wish that someone had told me this stuff when I was starting out.
Me too, man.
Man, because it's like you don't know. You don't know, man. You don't know the mistakes you can make and how to avoid them if no one tells you, man. Like, especially when you're starting out. And, man, it's... Yeah, so anyway, super pumped about it. Check out the link below. Chuck in your email, man, and get started because, oh, man, I've been working hard. It's been...
2 months.
Yeah.
2.5 months, actually, Johnny's been working on this course, guys.
Slaving over this thing.
And it's free. I can't believe that, man. You should be charging for it.
Yeah, I know, bro, but... Yeah. You know, like as usual, man, I want to share the photo love and give back, mate. So, yeah, guys, check it out. I'd love to get your feedback and, yeah, check out the link, man, because it's going to be awesome.
Good.
Cool, man.
Inspire.
All right, but inspire us with some of these amazing images you got from Japan.
I will. But before I get started, I've got a little screencast that I'm probably going to cut to because there's a heap of images here I want to go through, mate, really quickly.
Okay.
I want to show some images about telling a story. And, like, I'll be honest, some of these images, they aren't earth-shattering. They aren't amazing, oh my God, you know, it's not like, oh my God, look at that image, but you put them all together, they tell a story.
Yeah.
And you know, thinking about it now, I haven't looked at these images for probably 12 months or so, and flicking back through them, I'm getting that feeling of when I was there. So these images are from Tokyo City in Japan, and also a really, really long train ride where the train got stuck in the snow.
Oh, really?
So it was funny. Actually, one of these images, I'll tell you a little story about one of these images, but basically it's about getting a group of images together and creating some sort of a story.
Yeah.
And you'll notice they are, I've transformed these all black and white. I love the simplification that black and white gives to an image taken away. And they're all cool because it's around snow and you see they're slightly cooled.
Yeah, so did you put the tone on them?
Yeah, so there's a slightly coolish tone to them. You know, it's very, very subtle and you may not notice it, but man, black and white is all about subtlety for me. It's like the little subtle things, you know. So anyway, let's jump over the screencast and get started. I'm just going to flick through these rather quick, guys, okay? So the first couple are just images of the mates I was with. We were actually there to go snowboarding. Yeah. And also saw the snow monkeys on the trip, which is absolutely epic. So I'm just going to bring up the film strip so I know whereabouts I am here.
By the way, the snow monkeys is on my bucket list here, man. I need to get there, yeah.
I tell you, it's a place that so many people photograph, but man, don't discount that. You know, if you've got a place on your bucket list that's been photographed a million times by a million other photographers, go and do it because there's nothing like doing that yourself. Honestly, the half an hour, I didn't have much time. We got there late in the day with the tour I ended up taking, and I had about half an hour once I walked in the 40 minutes or what it was. Yeah. And man, I tell you what, Bart, that half an hour I'll never forget, man. It was just awesome. I've just, you know, being that close to the wild animals in nature that were just chilled out and relaxed. Man, it was absolutely epic. So don't discount it, man. Don't discount
and you
it.
can always get a different angle to what everyone else has got at these locations that have been photographed a million times.
Yeah, for sure, man. Coffee.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into it, Johny.
Let's do it. Okay, so the first couple of images are just of the guys there, and it's just candid moments, man. Hey, I want to tell you guys another thing. This was shot in a cheap D7000.
Okay.
And the lens was a 24 to 200, I think it is. So it's
kit lens.
It's just like a kit lens, basically. Well, it wasn't a kit lens. It's one I brought later on. But it's like a 3.5 to 5.6, so nothing special. It's just a great lens that covers a lot of focal lengths and on a crop body. So that's it, man.
Awesome.
So let's go through.
Cool.
So
you don't need the best equipment when you're traveling.
Definitely not. So you can see these are just candid images of the guys. We were just sitting around. I took all these at the same time, hey?
Okay.
So these are all just sitting around the shop.
Yeah.
These are the 4 guys I was with.
All right.
And you can see just out in the street.
Snow.
These are,
and that's in Tokyo.
This is in Tokyo.
Snow.
Yeah, there was amazing amount of snow. It was the most snow they've seen in so long, and that's why the train got held up as well.
Right, okay.
But you can see, as you start to go through these and build, this is all like one walk out in the street. I took all these, okay? So we went for one walk out in the street. I just had my camera, and they're going to take a little bit to load there. Sorry, guys. That one's not blurry, but it's just my old laptop. And, just picking out little details like this cool little, I don't even know what it is. Taxi. Yeah, it is a taxi. On the top.
I can read it. It says taxi.
Does it? Oh, okay. I think it says person jumping over a sheep in a fence. That's what I read it as. But anyway. So I'm well-travelled, not.
Yeah.
So this is just a photo of the guys.
And that's graffiti in Japanese, right?
Yeah, it is. Actually, I've got some close-ups of graffiti. So anyway, I'll just quickly flick through these. This is where we had lunch.
That curvy building.
Yeah, it's cool, huh? Wicked. Look at the
Wow.
facade. Yeah, it's really wicked.
Crazy. I do like the black and white because, see, that image with the curvy building, I don't know if there's much colour in those buildings, but it would have taken away.
Well, it's sort of a grey day, remember?
Yeah,
it's actually a bit of a grey day, but you can see the different lights. So basically, guys, all these photos haven't had a lot of work done to them, okay? So I've just fixed up the basic exposure and converted them all black and white. And I'm going to show you in the Create section how to quickly do that across multiple images in Lightroom. But as you can see, I'm just going to quickly flick through these, just candid little moments, These 2 girls on the street, I just pulled up, said, hey, and they showed them the camera and they nodded their head, can't speak a word of Japanese. By that time, I think this was like the first day we stayed in Tokyo one night. So I just walked around Tokyo and all these candid moments. A lot of people, like this guy pulling his mask down. It's just little moments,
I love
bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
Patterns are a wonderful thing. Just looking up at the sky, a tree framed by 3 buildings. Nothing earth-shattering, but when you put them together, it's just lovely. And, it's just exciting to go out and find these things. And it doesn't have to be a big city, It's just...
It could be a backyard.
It could be a backyard.
And, I love that, Johny, just being in one place and actually just looking around and looking up and looking down. It's often everyone's just looking ahead at where they're going instead of just stopping and looking around.
And it's a really good point, buddy, because often when we are in big cities, we just tend to be rushing where we're going to. But you pick up a camera, and all of a sudden everything just goes, and it's like 5 times slower, and you're looking around. And you're feeling the location.
In the moment, really.
Yeah,
so you're totally in the moment. And actually, time does stand still.
It does.
It feels like it's standing still.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, it's 2 hours.
Yeah,
gone by.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So I'm just going to quickly flick through these. So I'm still in Tokyo here. You can see it's just so that's just a picture, a close-up of graffiti. So guys, a lot of these aren't, they aren't technically hard images. It's bright. It's overcast and the light's nice and flat, but man, it's bright. I don't have to do anything tricky with my camera. So it's just patterns. These are the awesome greats they had there. This guy, he was actually telling me to get out of there. I took his photo. He's like, go, or something. I don't know what he was saying, but he wasn't happy with me. But you can see it's just an interesting little moment, and the glasses cut him off. Sort of just under his eyes. Yeah, that's it. Funny signs. It's, like I said, this is interesting too. Focusing on something, getting a shallow depth of field. So, I'm focused on the sign there, but the background, obviously, you can see it's in a city. There's people there, but it's out of focus. So it tells a bit more to the story of what's going on. So anyway, I'll just quickly flick through these. That was an overhead bridge. Just a couple of lines across the screen with footprints in the snow. Anyway,
that one. Go back one.
Which one?
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. So interesting corner on a street. All these were taken, these ones here in Tokyo, within about 2 hours walk around the city.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
it wasn't, they weren't like I was there for weeks and weeks and weeks. I just snapped all these.
That is cool, man.
Yeah, so there was a bit of a...
leading lines?
Yeah. So you can see the lines in the snow there. This one I was crossing the street, and I just got really low, and you can see there's a line and the people and the reflections, and I just thought, a cool little spot. So anyway, but you get a bit of a feel for it. My laptop's starting to slow down now.
So I just love that, man. The story that Johnny's telling with these images, they tell an amazing story of your time in Tokyo.
They do.
Looking around, capturing little moments, and I bet you the other guys on your team or your tour that were going snowboarding, I bet you. They've just got a couple of snapshots. They probably didn't even see half of what Johnny's actually photographed. I bet you show them this, they're going to like, what? Look at that, man. That's like an alien.
Yeah, I know. It's just a bit of graffiti. Hey, I wanted to show you this one. This was really interesting. So we pulled up at a platform, one platform, and we were only there for a few seconds. I actually jumped off the train because I saw this thing. I jumped off the train.
Hope you had your passport with you.
It was I was just lucky. I jumped off the train. There happened to be a few passengers getting on. I saw this awesome pattern, man, and I took this photo of this lady through this thing here, and I just went, man, that is cool. It's like a steel sort of divider. It's got these flower patterns, but I actually snapped a couple of photos, so there was reflections on the ground as well. Yeah. So I just thought, just these cool little things that often if you haven't got your camera, you're gonna miss, man. You're gonna miss. Hey, this one's really interesting. So this is just a snapshot again. I just had my camera set up and I just jumped off the train. I actually had to run this time, so I ran around the back of the platform because I saw this awesome mountain, and it just happened to be the place I pulled up. This awesome lamp was sort of set up in the back mountain there, and I just took a quick snapshot. I took one photo, man, and jumped back in the train. Otherwise, I would have missed it. So, but yeah, just cool. Just cool. Anyway,
and I wouldn't recommend doing that, guys. If you're on a train in a foreign country and all your buddies are on a train and your passport and all your stuff's on the train, and you jump off to take a picture. And I know those trains in Japan, they don't wait for anyone, man. They just go, and you're left behind on the platform with nothing. Ooh, not a good.
I got to say, they were stopping for a few minutes. I had a couple of minutes because the train was getting slowed down by snow. They were clearing the track in front of us basically because of the snow. So I did have a little bit of time. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to say, don't discount having your camera ready when you're somewhere, when you're out places, and take a number of photos and put them together, because often, one photo by itself mightn't be strong, but you group a lot of images together and tell a story. And like I've been telling you guys today, telling you what's been happening and together, man, it makes for a powerful set of images. It's
amazing. I love it.
It's cool.
Thanks, buddy, for inspiring us with those monochrome images from Tokyo. Love it.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Create.
All right, guys, we're into the create.
Okay, what are you going to teach us today, Johnny?
Yeah, man. So I'm in Lightroom. I wanted to do something a little bit post-processing, and it's it's down the vein of having multiple images you want to make look the same. Okay. The first thing you need to do is obviously go through and select your images, and if you
pick and reject.
Yeah, man, pick and reject. So if you don't know about my pick and reject technique, we might drop in my JSP show where I show you how to do that. I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah,
choosing your image, choosing your keepers.
Yeah, keepers. Yeah, I love that
your
one.
winners, man. Yeah. It's so easy, man. 2 keys and boom, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Sweet, hundreds of images.
What's a P and X?
Huh? X and P.
X
So X for reject, P for pick.
Okay, there we
Have
go.
auto advance turned on. That's the tip.
Yeah, okay.
Two fingers.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. All right, so what I wanted to show you, let's jump over to the screencast now. And yes, I've got these images from Japan. I'm in the library module. I'm going to hit the D key, okay? So if all these images weren't toned, what I would do now is I'd go through and you got to remember, all these images are taken in similar sort of flat light, okay? And that's the key to this, is you want to
same situation, same photography
similar situation, okay? Yeah. I mean, you can go through and adjust the exposure and that later. It's not a huge deal, but I would take the first image, and what I would do is I would do things like balance the histogram in the first image. I would set the white balance, in the first image. I would fix up the highlights and shadows, so balancing the histogram. I would go down. I would also fix up any noise, so if the group of images have been shot around the same time, more than likely they've all been shot on the same ISO, so if they're a little bit noisy, I fix that up. I'd do my first sharpening in details, add my vignette, and I would also do lens correction here.
Yeah.
So that's as far as I go. I wouldn't do any cropping, I wouldn't do any local adjustments. When I say local adjustments, I mean with the radial filter or the brush tool.
Yeah.
And then all I need to do is select the first image and the last image.
And hold down shift.
Okay. and then I would hit the sync button.
Okay.
But this is the point where you don't want to sync everything. Okay. So the things you don't want to sync, and if you've actually done any local adjustments in that, you can turn things off you don't want to sync with the rest of the images. And this is the important bit, okay? So things I would not sync, okay?
So you've checked all over there.
Yeah, so I've basically done my first pass on this image.
Okay.
You know, it may need a crop, it still may need some local adjustments, it may need relighting. Okay, they're the things I probably wouldn't sync across multiple images. Black and white conversion in Lightroom, if you want to do that, sure. Sync that, not a problem, okay? So the things I wouldn't want to sync, okay, is cropping, spot removal, okay? Lens correction, definitely I would want to sync. Black and white I want to sync, that's fine.
Yeah.
And any local adjustments like that, okay? They're the things I wouldn't want to sync. And then I just need to hit the synchronize button. And what Lightroom's going to do, it's going to go through and all those basic changes that you've first done, it's going to apply those to all your images.
Yeah.
Okay? So basically all your images are at some sort of a starting point. Okay, so you don't have to go through and tick lens correction and all those things for every image, you know. And then after that, what you would need to do after I've synced all these images and they all look very similar, then I'd go back and just check the exposure. Okay, so first thing I do is go to this first image, check the exposure, does it need relighting? I would do those things, and then I'd do my crop.
Yeah.
And then that's all I need to do for every image. Just go to the next image, check the exposure, relight the scene if I need to with a radial filter, and then that's it, it's done. Next image. So you've saved yourself about 60, 70% of the work. And you'll find some images that are very, very similar, they're finished.
They're done.
That's it, you're done. That's it, that's all you had to do. So anyway guys, it's just a quick tip of editing multiple images that are very similar together.
Awesome.
Just save yourself time.
Save us heaps of time.
Save heaps of time, man. The sync button. So
and that's what I love about Lightroom. I've been doing that since the beginning with Lightroom. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. It's so good, man. It's so fast, and I highly recommend it. Now, if say you had a set of images, say you're a wedding photographer, okay, and you had a set of images that were all taken in the reception, and then you had a set of images that were all taken outdoors, what I would do is group those images together, because the indoor one, more than likely, all those basic settings are going to be all the same. You know, so you sync those groups. So you may have had a shoot with 1,000 images and you pared them down to 500, but 200 of those were shot inside. So they're the ones you sync together. So that's what you got to keep in mind. So even though you've shot different locations during the day, you want to group everything that's similar and sync all those, and that's going to save you heaps of time.
Similar lighting situation.
Lighting, mostly it's all about lighting. It is, man. Similar lighting.
Photography is all about lighting.
Really?
I don't know.
I didn't know that. There we go. Photography is about light.
At least Johnny's learned something today.
Yeah, that's it, man. There you go. Cool, man. So that's it, guys. I hope that speeds up your workflow, and don't forget, man, like if you've got a group of images, don't discount putting them together and telling a story, man, because I think that's just an epic way, man. And also, don't forget about my free post-processing course. I am super pumped,
Grab
man.
it now.
You've got to
Johnny's
jump in and get it done.
A massive amount of effort into that free course, so get it, guys. Man. Sign up wherever it is. Click the link and sign up for the course. I think it's delivered over like a...
Yeah. So it's not something, and this is something me and Brent really believe in. We believe that the information should be delivered over time to give you time to consume it. Because what happens, man, like I know so many people, and I know this from my Lightroom course, buddy, that I created. It's been highly popular, but you know, there's 43 videos in there, man, and some of the good stuff is near the end, and people don't get to it because there's just so much to consume. So we're breaking it down. We're giving to you in bite-sized chunks that you can easily consume, and man, I love that format. I think it's going to be a winner, bro.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. So grab it, guys. And then thanks, Johnny, for inspiring us with the images from Japan and telling the story of your trip. And then also, how to sync them all up in Lightroom and save time. Awesome.
That's it, man. Awesome, bro. So it's been another epic show, man. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too. And as always, if you're feeling the love, man, give us an old 5-star in Lightroom.
iTunes.
In Lightroom. 5-star my image. Take a screenshot now. Put it in Lightroom and send me a screenshot of the 5-star. That'd be great. No, I'm joking. Give us a 5-star in iTunes. We'd love that. And as always, we love your feedback. And you can hit me up on Twitter. It's iJohny, IJOHNY. I'm loving the Twitter, man, because it just keeps my inbox free.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to talk to me, just jump into the Share, Inspire, Create Lounge. I'm in there every day with Johnny and hundreds of other great photographers and, sharing the photo love.
Yeah, man. Loving the lounge. Full of lounge love. All right, guys.
See you guys next week.
Have a great week. Take it easy. Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.